Next, I want to cover another suggestion that has come through. This one relates to foreign talent. Hold on, let me finish. Now, our government has made the argument that we need foreign talent to help Singapore grow. We need foreign talent to create jobs for Singaporeans. Now, I've studied, I've worked in different parts of the world. And some countries are more open, some countries are more closed. But Singapore is very, very open. Yes, we do recognize that our companies need talent. But where is the balance? Surely it cannot be that Singapore has no talent. Those of us PMETs who have been looking for jobs for months, only to see a new expat just waltz into that plum job that we've been looking for. I'm sure many of you have shared this experience. I too was in a job search last year. So I know exactly how you feel. So how do we solve this situation? Through consultation, through discussion, we believe that Singapore should be open, but less open. And how? How do we make it more balanced? How do we make the import of foreign talent more balanced? We believe that we should adopt a system where companies, the onus is on companies to justify that they need to hire foreign talent. What do we mean by the company needs to justify? The company needs first to show that they have made all the requisite advertisements, engaged all the right headhunting agencies, interviewed all the Singaporeans who applied for the jobs, and yet still cannot find a Singaporean who can fill the job. Yes, this will require some administration. Every job application needs to be done, every foreign talent import needs to be done on a case-by-case basis. But we believe this is what is needed to protect Singaporeans, to make Singapore for Singaporeans. So I've given you an idea of the kind of ideas that have come out of our consultation process. Very head stuff, like my colleague Benjamin has said. Now I want to move into more hard stuff. In our many walkabouts, residents have come up to us to ask, so what can SPP do for us? What can SPP do for us in Bishan Toa Payoh? Echoing the government's refrain, the PAP's refrain, what is SPP's 5-year plan? The SPP does not believe in a 5-year plan cooked up 3 weeks before an election. What can the SPP promise you? SPP can promise you that we will fight for the budget. We will listen to you, we will consult you, and we will implement plans that make sense to you. I will give you a few examples. We went walking in Bishan Street 13. An elderly gentleman comes up to us and says, you know, they're taking away my void deck. So I asked, what do you mean by that? Oh, they're turning into a private childcare center. On the surface, seems to make sense. We have we need more babies. We need to provide childcare services. But then again, you think about it. Sit back and think. Childcare center can be built anywhere. Can be built in the nearby shop areas. But you take it. You put it in the void deck. What does it mean? This elderly gentleman tells us that he and all his friends have been meeting there on a night, every evening for the last 10 years. They have strong bonds. They have developed social cohesion in that precinct. Isn't that what our housing estate should be about? Forging bonds between people. Between another new park, a few more trees, and a more sensible space for people to live, to work, to play, which would you choose? We went talking to residents from Street 23, 2 new condos coming up. Everyone's driving a car, maybe 2 cars. The street is already congested. So what makes sense for these people? Widening the roads, maybe? Cut a slip road to Jalan Pemimpin? Sounds like a good idea. Rather than building another new park somewhere, planting a few more trees, maybe that $500 million could be used to build a new road, alternative route for these drivers. And I have many, many more such examples. And we have not covered every precinct in Bishan Toa Payoh, but I'm sure there'll be many, many more such concerns. Residents in Thomson Garden, furious about having notices pasted on their gates, evicting them in favor of the North-South Expressway, privatized estates, cutting off residents' access to the main road, many such issues. What will SPP do? SPP will take that $500 million that the PAP wants to use to give you some new park, spend it wisely, spend it sensibly, spend it on things that matter to you. I'd like to round off with this encounter I had with a JC1 girl when we were meeting the people in front of Bishan MRT. Spunky young girl comes up to me and says, "Jimmy Lee, I would like to ask you a question. If I gave you a blank piece of paper, this is Singapore, what will you do with it?" Being the consultant, I turned the question around and threw it back at her and said, "What would you do with it?" Her answer floored me. She said, "I would cut this piece of paper into pieces, give a piece to every Singaporean, and have them come together and build something meaningful out of it." And that is what the SPP wants to do. My name is Jimmy Lee Yong Wee. I'm a candidate for Bishan Toa Payoh. Thank you very much.